Hi guys, thanks for joining us today. Remember I was telling you in my last video about how I make all these crazy experiments? Well, my family is hungry and we are hibernating inside because it is 30 degrees in Florida. We're all from Chicago and it's like really cold there, but we're being chickens and we're staying inside. So we're gonna work with what we have for me to come up with this crazy dinner. There's no name for it, so we're gonna just kind of work with it. I have a spaghetti squash, onion, and some turkey kielbasa, and then I have some tomato sauce. I really like this brand if I'm not making my own. Normally I put my own in the sauce in our meal, but considering we're having spaghetti squash and this is really low in calories, we're just gonna add some extra calories and just have this instead of homemade. So if you guys continue to watch, I'm gonna show you this improv meal. What I did was I went ahead and turned on my pan and put a little bit of coconut oil in the pan, and this is what we're going to be cooking our turkey kielbasa and our onion in, and then I went ahead and put my oven on 400. That way we can put the spaghetti squash in there. So what we need to do first is cut this bad boy open. So we're just going to take a knife. Now I am going to tell you, this is very slippery. It's very hard to cut. So if this is your first time cutting one, just make sure you don't cut your arm off because it slipped out of my hands like football last time I made it. And since then, it takes me like 15 minutes to do it. So what you're going to do is we're just going to cut it in half. Like I said, it's very slippery. So you just want to kind of start in the middle and just slowly work your way through it. It's so hard to cut through. Or you could do it the probably safer way and poke a couple holes down the middle and then pop this bad boy in the microwave for a couple minutes so it can soften up. But I like to live on the dangerous side, of course. So I'm going to do it the Lori's stubborn way. So I didn't cut off my arm. This is what your spaghetti squash would look like. I can't stress this enough to make sure you get out all the stuff that looks like the inside of a pumpkin out. Nobody wants to eat that. What I did was I just took olive oil and I sprayed that on, and then I put a little sea salt and pepper, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and flip these upside down, and then these are going to be going in the oven for about 40 minutes or until they start to cave in. So I like to say it, they look like they're starting to get soft. So and then we'll check on them. And then what I did was I went ahead and cut up my onion. And I love a lot of onion, so I just used a small little yellow onion. And then we're going to go ahead and put that in the pan. And then I'm going to go ahead and take this turkey kielbasa, and then I'm just going to cut it up. It doesn't depend. It depends on what size like everybody likes. I personally think that small little slices are fine. You can cut them any way that you want. Just depends how many people you're trying to feed, and you can even cut them in half. Whatever way you want. My dog is on my feet because he smells me cutting. So like I said, you can go ahead and just cut them up any way you want. And so we're just going to make like a sauce with meat. We're just going to check on the onion. We're going to let those cook up. I'm putting a little bit of ground pepper on them. And let those cook. Again, this is completely something that I am just coming up with, just with some of the stuff that I have in the house. If you have Italian sausage, you can use that too. Anything that pairs with tomato sauce, or you don't even have to use meat. It just depends on your family's preferences. And I had this turkey kielbasa in there, so I figured I could use it. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna let these onions cook, and then we're gonna go ahead and add the meat after these have started to sweat a little bit. Then I'm gonna go ahead and just add the meat. And then we're gonna just let that cook for a little bit, and then we're gonna add the sauce. Hey guys, so I've been letting the turkey sausage go ahead and cook for about 10 minutes. So it is still cooking. It's so good, so delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some garlic in this. I just have some, you guys know I'm a garlic baby, I love it. I just bought some chopped garlic. It's a lot easier than having to, right now, cut up the garlic and everything for me. So I went ahead and just threw probably about a tablespoon of garlic in there. And with the onion and the turkey sausage, it just smells so delicious. And then I'm going to let that cook for another minute or so. And then, like I said, we're going to be using a tomato sauce. I don't have any homemade right now, so I'm going to definitely have to make another video for you guys so you can actually see me make homemade pasta sauce. It's really easy and it's really inexpensive. But like I said, the spaghetti squash has very low calories, so we're just going to use our calories with this bad boy. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and add this into the mixture. And you can use any flavor that you want. I just use tomato and basil because I really like basil as a seasoning, and then it has the tomato chunks. And then you can go ahead and just mix everything together. And then we're going to let that simmer for about 20 minutes while our spaghetti squash is finishing cooking. And then I will show you how we're going to piece it all together once this is all done cooking. Okay guys, so I've been letting the sauce and the meat go ahead and simmer for the last 20 minutes while the spaghetti squash was cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out of the oven. Okay. Oop, they're a little crooked. Let's see. Whoop. We're going to go ahead and just check on them to see how well they're cooking. They look like they're done. You want to make sure that the tops are starting to cave in so the outer part is soft. The sauce is done, so we can go ahead and turn that off. And then I'm just going to flip these for a second and then let them cool off because they're extremely hot and I just burned my finger. So this is what they look like.
Good.
This is what they look like. Nice and steamy hot. And then while I'm letting that cool off for a second, I'm just letting you guys know I'm pairing it with some of these mixed vegetables. They're just steamable bags, and when you're just on the go and you need something quick to make as a side, I like them. I like to buy the broccoli ones or the cauliflower melodies or anything like that, so we can have that as a side too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let those cool off for a second, then I'm going to show you how I'm going to place it. Okay guys, so I went ahead and I took out my spaghetti squash and I cut it in half. I'm going to be feeding 4 adults, so this is plenty for all of us. What you're going to do is I went ahead and added our side to it. And then before you go ahead and put on your topping, you're going to just take a fork and you're going to just shred it. And you can go in, it's the fun part of it, so what I'll do is I'll just kind of start and show you guys what it's going to start to look like. So you see it just looks like noodles. And then, so you're just going to go ahead and leave it like that. And then I'm going to take some of our sauce and just pour that on top. Like so. And then you can take fresh mozzarella if you like, since this is so low in calories. Just put that on top. Or you can use fresh Parmesan. This one is going to be for my husband who really likes cheese. And that's all it is. It's a really quick meal, and again, this is something that I just came up with off the top of my head. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.